Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the FortField podcast. I am your host, Fortified Frenzy, for Season 1, Episode 2 of What the Hell is Wrong with This Generation. So, there has been a lot of things have been going on recently in this generation. Hello, Lemon Guy. Thank you so much for joining up on the podcast. And the thing that I am morally confused about is everyone has always talked about, in my last episode, I had questions involving, like, people asking me to do a podcast about how this generation's cooked, and it really is cooked on how, like, now where schools are having to block websites, literal websites on school computers because the kids are going in and playing Five Nights at Epstein's Island or some shit like that, which is fucking hilarious, to be honest, though, that these kids nowadays actually know who Jeffrey Epstein is. And it's just crazy on how people expect, like, how, like, all of this shit, like, fully started. Like, you all cannot sit there and tell me that that is crazy, though. But, like, another thing that I really also want to talk about and why I think this generation's cooked is because, like I grew up, like, during an era where video games were just becoming a thing where kids would cuss each other out and people will go in and like do dumb shit at each other and then get involved with crimes and stuff and shit like that. That wasn't like always like that back in the day. But like cursing at each other was like something that always happened when we were kids playing video games, because video games were becoming a new thing to everybody. But also, I do want to talk about why I think the generation's cooked, because nowadays you can't even cuss around anybody. This one, I'll get to that here in a second, though, Lemon Guy. But why I think this generation's cooked is because of nowadays, if you cuss at somebody or even start an argument, people just sit there and report you for absolutely no reason. Even if you didn't even start the argument, the kids will do everything in their power just to report anybody that they can. And like a funny part is that like this one kid started cursing at me and I cussed at him back. He reported me. I get banned, but he got banned also. And when I got unbanned, this kid starts cursing at me and like, how the heck did you not get banned, but I got banned for 2 weeks, but you got banned for a week? And I said, well, you started the argument, so I did not get banned as long as you did. And kid got so freaking upset, he tried reporting me again, but before he managed to, I just logged off. Because I found out that there was a glitch in the system that if you log off and relog back in, it practically doesn't allow nobody to report anything. And there's even a thing out there where, like, with me though, if I use my voice chat, my voice reporting is always turned off. So if someone tried to do some stupid shit, even though that happens though, I can still click this button here and actually report, and still report it even though the others can't. Which is another glitch that I found out, which I never will abuse because I am not a dumbass that will try anything that they can to get people banned. But I also had another question that someone asked me on my last episode. Why is Fortnite changing their V-Bucks prices to pay the bills, but also laying off 1,000 employees. Well, I'm going to explain all that as an well, kind of ex-Epic employee, and why they're doing this is because the player count has been dropping low recently. Like within last season, we hit around 500, like around like 587 some thousand players online that whole season, and not a lot of people were getting online, playing the game, and paying for V-Bucks, which in my opinion, that's ridiculous. But the reason why they're all doing this, and I don't get it either, that they're literally making $12 billion a year in revenue. I do not know why they need to lay off. Like, it's something weird. I cannot even get into my head. It's before I left them, the reason why they did all of this was so that they could pay the bills to keep the game running, because the cost of the game of Fortnite has raised up. I don't know how to really fully explain it, but it still doesn't give the fact that Epic laid off 1,000 employees so they can make more money for doing so. Yeah, I don't get that at all either. If I had a webcam, y'all could see how fucking confused I am. Like, I get confused me, but also, um, I also got a question of the day that I want everybody in this chat to answer. You can answer in the best way you can, and I'll tell you all the answer at the end of the live stream, which I'll ask the question here in a second. That why the hell, like, is people targeting a Sydney Sweeney for? Like, there's literally was a post out there recently. I made an IRL stream on this without my camera on, but there was a thing going on where somebody saw a post that Sydney Sweeney posted stating that she misses her brother because her brother's in the military. And, well, people struck a controversy on her after that post stating something about, like, her loving her family, and the comments were stating something about, so can we not love our family members now? That's how bad this generation is. I feel like people start shit for no reason, and when they're losing, they either report it or make up lies about that person. Like that one time when I had to deal with a problem with Freaky Feller, where Freaky Feller started doing his little bullshit and was putting out fake controversies out there stating that I was talking to somebody while they're underage, when I never even did, because there was no proof out there, because he sat there and kept lying and lying and lying. And it just made me laugh, because haters will sit there and make fake things about you, make AI generated videos to make it look like you did something. And that's another thing that I'm more confused about. Why the fuck is RAM costing so damn much? Like, console prices literally got raised because of these RAM prices. Like, just a standard set of RAM for your PC, 64 gigabytes of RAM, is like almost like $1,000 right now, which is ridiculous. And you want to know why it costs that much? Because of people go in and use that RAM to make AI generated videos in good quality. Like, hell, somebody literally remade Avengers Endgame with like Epstein, P. Diddy, and all these other fucking characters. Remade a whole fucking movie called Battle for the Island and shit like that. That's what I'm more am confused about, because of people use RAM too damn much, and how AI has like changed the, like, AI sat there was not even a real big thing back in the day. AI was a huge thing back in like 2010 and 11. It was out around then, but it wasn't as advanced as we have it now. To where that even now AI apps are being forced to remove like sexual content and all this other stuff in it because of people will go grab photos of like random like celebrities, tell the AI to make them naked or some shit, and goon to shit like that. And like that's how this generation is cooked. They literally will take a celebrity, use AI to make them naked, post them on the internet stating that, oh, they found this photo circulating all over the internet or whatever, and people will go in and be like, is there any videos of those celebrities? And now, like, look how Pokimane is dealing with the shit. She's having to show her cake to pay her bills and shit because she cannot, I kid you not, that she, like, Pokimane is having to do all of that because of people stopped supporting her because she started calling people broke because people cannot apparently supposedly hating the price of her cookies that she started selling that are literally are just rebranded cookies that she got the rights to. Selling cookies for almost around $7 per bag. A small ass bag with like half of it filled with cookies, not filled up to the top. $7 is crazy for a damn pack of cookies. I can get a whole thing of Chips Ahoy for like $4. And probably the family pack for like $5. But for $7, you get a bag of cookies that are not even full-size cookies, little miniature little cookies. Like, what the fuck are they putting in those cookies to make them that expensive? Barely jack shit in it because it has the same ingredients as those other that other brand that she took. Like, I don't understand this generation. Like, you could sit there and ask me. Like, you could sit there and ask me to open up a line of like a food product. I'll come up with the name and I will just make it cheaper. Like, even though that, yeah, the manufacturing process and stuff like that, I gotta pay for like ingredients to make that kind of stuff. But also, I would just make it like 50 cents more and I'll still make a good ass profit from it. Because of like, let's say like I wanted to make my own soda line where it's like called like let's call it like the frenzy juice or something like that, which is like it's like a soda or whatever. It has like 15 like flavors or something. The manufacturing process to have the bottle, to have the cans, and all that kind of stuff will cost like let's say around $2 to get. $2 for that, the ingredients and everything, the carbonation and stuff like that. Let's say around another $2. Like all these other companies, they sell all of their stuff for cheaper, like because so usually they get them from different like countries. So like I can get like all that stuff for like let's say like not even 80 cents for everything, custom everything, all that kind of stuff. And to get it in stores and shit, it would probably cost a lot of money. Not really a lot though. I would have to put it at least around $1 something. And hell, like a 16.9 fluid ounce bottle and hold on a minute, I had a soda that I had from yesterday. And a 12 fluid ounce can, that's gonna be, I would sell that, I would literally would sell the fucking, cans for probably 50 cents more than the bottle. And I can still make a profit with all of that. It's crazy on how this generation thinks that just because it costs more, they have to apparently make it cost more to get it on shelves and shit, and think it doesn't cost that much just to put shit on the shelves to sell your own stuff. Preston Plays, he literally just started selling his own toys at Target and shit, literal the Fire Nation sword and all this shit. That shit's $14, and he said that the manufacturer, he had told his team and shit it took almost $13 to make the product and shit, and he literally just made it $1 more. But then there are these other people like Pokimane that literally took a $3 cookies and make them $7 because she wants to make a huge profit from it, and it failed drastically because it got too fucking expensive. I get it, after when COVID hit, everything hit $2 more higher. I cannot even get me a standard Oak can for not even $1.50 anymore. It's $2.50 because of the tax prices went up and shit. That's why this generation's cooked. I feel like people go and purposely make prices be higher so they can make a higher profits from it. But I'm morally confused on, and I have actually said about this in my last live stream, and we're about to go to that section in a second. But what other things do you all think this generation's cooked? If you can provide me more things, I can go in and talk about it and get answers from it. But now I want to talk about more stuff about what was going on in my last live stream. I was talking about how controversies start. Do they end or do they stay? Well, it really depends on who goes and talks about the controversies. If someone goes on camera and talks about the controversy that they got themselves into, and I got questions from my Twitter asking me, do you think that people that are haters start these controversies to get a rise and have the YouTubers explain everything? Well, I feel like, in my opinion, that haters start controversies. That one time when Dream did a face reveal. A literal girl lied about Dream, stating that he was being a pedophile towards her and was talking weird, mad shit to her while she was 15, and waited 2 years later to even say a damn word about it. And then when people started targeting her because Dream proved that he didn't do such thing, she deletes her account. So you make a controversy and you delete your account to not get a lot of hate and shit. Like, there was literally were videos out here. I've made a live stream calling out females on YouTube that post their OnlyFans and shit back then. And ever since I did that, almost every female that I've seen that literally has their comments turned off, I figured out why they do so. And there was this one girl, she was a chubby one. She made a post with her comments turned off stating that my OF is in my bio and shit like that. Or would like say something about her OnlyFans. Ever since I made that comment on calling out women that post their OnlyFans on YouTube, women start turning off their comments because of that. And then I get backlash for it. What I'm morally am confused about, why the fuck does women need to use OnlyFans to earn money when they can make more money working on and at an actual job instead of selling their photos online to complete random ass people that could be minors. Keep in mind, there could literally be minors on OnlyFans that forged like their photo to make it look like that they are older and shit. And look at these women and pay for photos. And you know what's funny though? My friend, before I stopped being friends with them, they said that they opened up an OnlyFans account, but only to experiment. And bro literally spent almost $40 for a literal video that is not even 6 minutes long. $50 fucking dollars for a damn video. Now we have like literal like kids recognizing porn stars and shit. And let me explain this to you. One time Mia Khalifa went on Omegle to like be her normal self and not do any porn shit. Guess what ends up happening? Literal like 9-year-olds recognized her, and she was shocked and disgusted that kids sit there and search up shit like that. Parents, if you are watching this podcast, look at your kid's phone, check their search history, and find out if they are watching that kind of stuff. You're not only helping the community, but you are helping the kid not become a criminal. Because hell, if a child ends up watching shit like that, there's a more higher chance that they could go and either become one of those people, which is not really a crime, but I call it a crime because it should be a crime for selling your body online. 2, in my opinion, 99% of people that do watch shit like that either start to become child predators because they cannot get the real fucking deal and actually go outside to find a fucking girl. Or 3, they end up forcing themselves onto an adult and do illegal shit and all that shit. Practically what I'm trying to say is that 99% of kids that watch porn become miniature versions of Jeffrey Epstein when they get older. I don't watch that shit because I'm not stupid at all. But then you have like 9-year-olds knowing who Mia Khalifa is. That's why this generation's cooked. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go pause this podcast for a second. Fortify Frenzy will be back in 5 minutes. Alrighty, I am back online and back to finish the rest of this podcast. I'm so sorry about that. One of my friends just finally managed to get back on after a while later, and I'm glad that she is back online. But I'm also am here to talk about, well, you know what? Let's get to the question of the day, just so that everyone can answer in the comment section, and I will answer it in the next episode. That if there is one thing that you wish you can change about yourself, what would it be? Answer that question in the comments, because it is crazy on how this economy has changed, guys. It has changed to the point that now no one can do really much of anything anymore. It's that crazy. But I'm gonna be ending my podcast right here, everybody. And this is the FortField podcast, and I am your host, Fortified Frenzy, and I will see you all in the next podcast. Peace out, everybody.